Hey guys, Damon here. So I'm going to be doing another side dish recipe for you tonight, specifically egg fried rice. This is massively versatile. It's a great dish to add whatever you have to hand to. So I think tonight I'm going to be doing it with some spring onions and some peas that I've left over. But you can put shrimp in there, you can put some pork in there, some bacon, some onion, some whatever. I'll be showing you how to do a base fried rice, and then you guys just go crazy, experiment, have fun. The key for me, to a good fried rice is two things. Firstly, the rice itself. The most common complaint you hear when it comes to fried rice is to do with rice being sticky, just not how you expect to get it if you're in a Chinese restaurant, for example. It's normally to do with the starch levels. But here, there's one good tip that I can give you guys, and that's use old rice. The Chinese themselves will say use day-old rice. You'll hear the phrase day-old rice referred to occasionally. It's literally that. It's rice that's cooked the day before. It's put in the fridge. It's rinsed very, very, very thoroughly with cold water to get off any excess starch, and it's put in the fridge and it's left overnight. You can recreate this to a certain extent with actually just a couple of hours in the fridge. So what I've done earlier today is I've cooked up my rice, I've rinsed it in cold water, and it's gone in my fridge. It's been in there for about 6 hours or so, and that'll be the rice I'm cooking with. The second thing that is all important for fried rice is the sauce. You might actually think of fried rice as having a sauce half the time because it's normally quite a dry dish as presented, but the sauce is crucial. So I'm going to show you how to create what I think is a perfect fried rice sauce. Okay, so the sauce for our fried rice, really, really simple, very minimal number of ingredients, but very effective in terms of what it does. Produces very authentic flavors for your fried rice. Or actually, pro tip for you, you can actually use this sauce as a basis for a chow mein sauce as well. So there you go. So what goes into our sauce? The first ingredient is Shaoxing wine. Now this is Chinese rice wine. I'm using a tablespoon of it. If you can't find Shaoxing wine or you don't have it to hand, you can use sake or mirin. Appreciate you might not have sake or mirin to hand, in which case, you know what? Raid grandma's pantry, find the dry sherry, use dry sherry, it'll work brilliantly. But 1 tablespoon. Next, we want to be adding a tablespoon of dark soy sauce. If you can't find dark soy sauce, you can use just general soy sauce. You'll lose a little bit of the richness in the eventual flavor of your sauce, but it will still work. Just whatever you've got, use it. Tablespoon of soy sauce, dark soy sauce if you have it. Our next ingredient is another tablespoon, but this time it's oyster sauce. I'd like to try and give you a substitute for oyster sauce, but it's oyster sauce, you can't really substitute it, so just go out and buy some. But tablespoon of oyster sauce. And the next ingredient is a splash of sesame oil. Literally a splash, so probably somewhere in the region of about half a teaspoon. And finally, a very healthy pinch of ground white pepper, probably in the region of about 1/4 to 1/3 of a teaspoon. Grab a spoon, stir it all up. This is for 2 people. Obviously, if you're cooking for more, scale up as needed. Hey, so we've made our sauce. The next step with fried rice is to actually fry some stuff. So I've got about a tablespoon or so of sesame oil in my wok here. Prefer sesame oil for this particular recipe. You can also use groundnut oil or coconut oil, rapeseed oil, at a push maybe vegetable oil. But if you can, try sesame oil. Let's get frying. So the first thing we're going to add to our egg fried rice is egg. I'm cooking for 2 people, so I'm adding 2 large eggs. Now, don't rush to start breaking them up straight away. Allow them to almost start looking a little bit like fried eggs, and then at this point, get into the yolks. Get into the yolks, start mixing them around with the whites, because you'll get a nice differentiation between the white and the yolk within your fried rice if you do it this way. Okay, so having fried our egg up, you're left with these little bits of shredded egg white and shredded yolk. Looks fantastic. Push all the egg to the side of the wok, leaving yourself a nice cooking surface in the middle, to which we're going to add the rice that we've prepared in advance. As mentioned earlier, ideally use day-old rice that you've kept in the fridge, not just day-old sat on the side, obviously. I have some rice here that I cooked earlier, probably about 6 hours ago. That's going to go in. Okay, so you want to just be stirring this rice through, mixing it with the egg for about a minute or so. Right, so the next step is dictated by what we might be adding to our fried rice. I mentioned earlier, it's very versatile. I'm not dictating to you what you should or shouldn't add to your fried rice. You can be adding shrimp, you can be adding peppers, onion, spring onion, peas, carrots, beans. You can add whatever you want to it. This is the stage now. If there's any vegetables or other meat that you're adding that you want to actually fry up a little and catch, this is the stage to do it. So in mine tonight, I'm including spring onions, so I'm going to add my spring onions now. Okie dokie, so I can smell my spring onion starting to fry up now. Look at these grains of rice. Look how lovely and separated they are. There's no clumpiness here. There's no stickiness here. We've got it spot on. I told you we can do this. So at this stage, I'm just going to add very quickly my last vegetable, which doesn't need to be fried up necessarily, but needs to warm through. Some petit pois. Personal preference, like I say, add what you want. Okay, so this is already looking amazing, courtesy of tip number 1, which was helping us to get our rice grains nicely separated and not all glutinous and stodgy. We've done that, we fixed that, perfect. Tip number 2, if you remember, was the sauce. We're going to add that now. So this is the sauce we made up earlier. You're just going to stir this for a couple of minutes until it coats absolutely everything. I promised you restaurant quality egg fried rice, and I think I delivered. Check this out. Look at that, that is absolutely beautiful. So that is ready to be served up with whatever you might be cooking tonight. Thanks very much for watching this video. Please subscribe, do all the normal YouTube thing, likes and send to your friends and everything else. Really enjoy doing these videos for you guys, and I hope that you'll join me on the next one. Thanks very much. Cheers.